lying down meditation, I enjoyed listening to a snoring sound. I want everybody snores. Power nap. Today's topic that I would like to share and contemplate together with you is learning to teach. Can you say it together? Learning to teach. A long time ago, I remember being so excited to have my very first pencil and notebook, as they were a great medium for me to start learning. I was grateful to my parents who provided the basic school supplies. After elementary and middle school, my parents struggled financially to send me to high school. Then there was a family who offered to be my godparents in order to support my education. However, this meant I would live with them through my high school years. I was surprised by their kindness and willingness to help me get a good education, but felt hesitant to leave my own family for this better opportunity. By good fortune, a new boarding high school had just opened in the next town, and they accepted me with a full scholarship. So I did not have to make that difficult choice. After high school, I also received full scholarships for my undergraduate and graduate studies, majoring in Won Buddhism at WonGong University. Additionally, while I was in college in Korea, I was able to spend a month at UCLA for a language training and cultural exposure through the Haesan Scholarship Fund. Without support for study, I couldn't have dreamed of pursuing higher education, nor had the opportunity to explore the world. Without someone's willingness to educate the children of others, I would not be here today, and neither would you. In Won Buddhism, there are 3 ways to be of service: Dharma work, education, and charity programs. Education outreach is greatly valued in Won Buddhist community. When I was a sophomore, some of our classmates and I volunteered for the World Fellowship of a Buddhist Conference. All the Buddhist teachers in the world had gathered, and we were the only youngsters helping at the event as staff. After their visit to WonGong University, many monks were deeply impressed by the well-developed curriculum and training courses for future Won Buddhist priests. WonGong University in Iksan, South Korea, started in 1946 as a very tiny college with 1 department and 34 students. Now it has grown to accommodate 17,000 students with 67 different departments. In addition to WonGong University, there are 9 other universities, 7 middle high schools, and 9 alternative schools established by the Won Buddhist community in Korea. Wow. Won temples also operate about 140 daycare centers for little children. When I served in Gangnam Temple in Seoul, one of my roles was director of the daycare center. I helped cook lunch for children, clean bathrooms, and supervise teachers. As some of you may know, Reverend Mother Park, who has reached out to 55 countries, established schools and daycare centers in Ladakh village in the Himalayas and Phnom Penh in Cambodia. She also studied one people boarding school, in Korean it's called Hangeore School, for children and youth who have escaped from North Korea. In this boarding school, 교무님s are like their parents. These children from North Korea learn how to adjust to life in South Korea, catch up academically, and began planning for their future career. Some of them have gone on to college, and one student is now on the path to become a 교무님. So as you see, one of the primary service missions of Won Buddhism is education outreach. Reflecting upon the troubled society into which Won Buddhism was born, our founding teacher, Sotae-san, diagnosed 4 main problems. The illness of depending on others, the illness of not learning, the illness of not educating, and the illness of not respecting the Tao or way of public spiritedness. The guidance for curing these 4 ills is contained in our essential dharmas of daily practice we just recited. So here is pop quiz for you. In order to cure the illness of depending on others, let us turn dependency into self-reliance. Good job. In order to cure the illness of not learning, let us turn reluctance to learn into In order to cure the illness of not educating, let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. In order to cure the illness of not respecting the way of public spiritedness, let us turn selfishness into eagerness to serve the good of all. These are called the 4 essentials. In our total Dharma chart, in our scripture book, we human beings need to practice the 4 essentials in order to change unjust social systems. These are practical ethics that can help create an egalitarian world. The core tenet of willingness to teach is educating all children, regardless of whether they are your own or another's. I feel deeply moved each time I witness those who manifest this value by providing parenting for their stepchildren, foster care children, adopted children, and children in need. I had a chance to visit 2 young boys who are bedbound and have needed to be fed, cleaned, and lifted all their lives. Their father's girlfriend has accepted this responsibility and provided loving care. She puts forth great effort to bring every possible positive experience to their lives, which is how I came to be there. We all hope for equal opportunities and for the rights of all humans to be realized. The tenet of educating the children of others tells us to support and to create equal educational opportunities. I feel honored to be around you who are highly conscious of the importance of education. Patty Daniel has been supporting the One Institute of Graduate Studies for the students on the path. I did not poke her or anything. It has totally been her voluntary, joyful act of generosity. In Asian Buddhist traditions, supporting students who are on their Dharma path is considered a special virtue because the students will become Dharma teachers, guiding many people away from suffering. Another practitioner in our temple, Lara Olsen, volunteered to teach English for children in a small, remote village in Thailand for 2 years, and has been volunteering at the Orange County Literacy Council, teaching English to refugees. And I thank you for many ways you reach out to help children and to promote education. And some of you have been generously helping us in preparing and running our children's Dharma camps. Remember, we all are teachers in some way. We all have something special to share. To develop wholehearted willingness to share and teach, we need to learn about ourselves. Believing in ourselves. We should let go of our self-consciousness and self-doubt. No way, Jose, I cannot be a teacher. The self-doubt, just drop that. Drop our any layers of self-consciousness. Learning to teach. In order to realize the simple Dharma, first, we need to know what we are good at. If you do not know, spend some time in self-discovery. Asking yourself, what are my strengths? What are my gifts? If this is still hard, ask your friends. They can see the qualities in us that we cannot see ourselves. Don't stop learning. No matter how old you are, no matter how much you know, and no matter how smart you are, do not stop learning. Through a lifetime of learning, we are able to teach well. Whenever I go to Korea or our annual priest retreat, I try to learn new things for our temple. Without learning, I stagnate. Create opportunities and provide resources for others' education. This is the greatest investment for your karmic credit card, providing much higher return than the stock market. When we are farming, we harvest after a year of hard work, except some ginsengs, you can, grow for 3 years or 5 years, or longer the better for ginseng. When our kind, friends, temple friends bring us fresh vegetables from their garden, we cry out with joy, excitement, and gratitude. We appreciate the hard work it took to grow those vegetables. Yet after we eat them, they are gone. When we are investing in children's education, the fruits may not show in 1 year. When we are educating children and youth, it can take a lifetime of effort and care. Unlike the vegetables that disappear when we eat them, the seed of wisdom and its blossoms will transfer from generation to generation, and it will contribute to the evolution of humankind. After having a week-long Dharma camp, and now preparing for our second Dharma camp, starting tomorrow, I have been contemplating, let me turn any reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. I have found for myself that I always have a willingness to teach unless I am too tired. At the end of a camp day, if I still have energy, there is willingness and compassion to guide the children. But some days, no energy is left at all. Sotae-san addressed 4 approaches in teaching one's children. Teaching of the mind. Can you say? Teaching of the mind. Children will model after our peaceful state of mind. So I try to maintain my peaceful state of mind during the camp because children really pick up on the energy. Second, teaching by conduct. Teaching by conduct. Children will learn from our deeds and the way we walk and present ourselves. I'm asking children, okay, let's have a meditation walk. But if I'm running in great, stress, they will not really learn mindful walking meditation. Third, teaching by speech. Teaching by speech. Children pick up the way we speak and the tone of a voice. If I say, hey children, or hey children, they pick up the tone of voice. Our kind, loving speech and wisely guided words will become the seeds of how they speak. Last one is teaching by severity. When the previous 3 methods, teaching of the mind, teaching by conduct, and teaching by speech, aren't working, as a last choice, we use a stern approach. We use magic 1, 2, 3. If a child gives these warning numbers up to 3, the child has to leave the camp, which is very, kind of final, serious punishment. And nobody wants to leave our camp because it's so much fun. I'm glad that this year none of the children has gotten 3 warnings. We are proud of our 12 years tradition with the Children's Summer Dharma Camp. This year, 52% of children, 33 children out of 63, received some level of scholarship for the camp. However, our scholarship fund was only $400. So we had to dip into the operations fund to provide for all the children who needed aid. After years working as a social worker and family therapist, I learned there are many children in Orange County and Durham County who can't afford to come to camp unless it is completely subsidized, including transportation and lunch. Whenever I think of those children at home doing nothing all summer, wasting those precious years, I feel sad and bad. Our teacher, Master Tae-san, said that our essential duty is to give every possible chance of learning and education to the next generations. That is the most valuable investment for our future. Nobody should be kept from the opportunity to learn. What I hope to see is our temple community providing greater educational opportunities for those children who are languishing at home. Also, I dream of camp programs for children with ADD, HD, and other special needs. For this, I need to get permission from Reverends Ginger and April, which I know will be easier if you're willing to help out and go for it. So, act now. Help us to make our scholarship fund strong, as well as share your teaching gifts. We still could use some volunteers to assist us for this week's camp. Most activities are inside, and you do not have to stay for the whole week. For learning to teach, please remember the 3 points. First, know and believe that we all are teachers in some way. We all have something special to share. 2, don't stop learning. Through a lifetime of learning, we are able to teach more and better. Lastly, together, with all our hearts, with all our power, let's create opportunities and provide resources for the education of others. Let's help our children grow and realize their full potential. On this journey, let us all be willing teachers.